As you drive to the Syrian border, the lines of trucks tell their own story. Almost all of these are carrying food, rice, wheat, pasta and other durables, and they've come from all over Turkey. Many of these lorries were from the country's Mediterranean coast. There were so many they had to close the border post for a time to process those already through.
I'm carrying chickpeas. It's going to Syria. Other times it's flour, oil, baby nappies, but mostly food items. We make no profit, just the cost of the petrol.
50 kilometres back up the road, this is one of 4 huge industrial zones inside the sprawl of Gaziantep. Almost every building here is a warehouse. This one is full of wheat from the capital, Ankara. They're absolutely vast, which surely reflects the huge market which has opened up in the war zone just down the road. Aleppo, or Halep, is just 140 kilometres away. United Nations figures show that trade between Turkey and Syria is at pre-war levels. So it turns out the war's been good for business in Gaziantep. There are now more than 600 Syrian companies based here which order food and other things from all over Turkey, move them through Gaziantep and onto the border. And yet if you ask any of them what happens to it all when it crosses into Syria, you can't get an answer. That's because once the goods cross the border, they're transferred to Syrian trucks, and it could all just as easily end up in ISIL-controlled Raqqa as in besieged cities like Aleppo. Some of it is sold to aid agencies and some privately. Yet outside places like Madaya, where it was impossible for anyone to enter and people starved, the trade, according to Gaziantep's business leaders, offers a lifeline.
Yes, I do think that the aid and food items that cross from Turkey do avert a bigger crisis. If people are starving, they will come to Turkey notwithstanding borders or bombs.
While businesses in Gaziantep are profiting from the war, the Syrian truck drivers who transport all the food face huge dangers. This convoy was attacked from the air by a Russian fighter plane, presumably on the assumption it was carrying weapons rather than flour. This happens with terrible regularity. But as the war enters its 6th year, the traders of Gaziantep believe they're making money while keeping people from hunger. Lawrence Lee, Al Jazeera, Gaziantep, southern Turkey.